Hi Aries, so I want to pull some cards today for your love reading for February. This is a timeless reading though, so if you come across it at any other point in the future, then, if you feel compelled to read it, then, or use this reading. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of water energy already. So I pulled out some significators for the major energies around you this month for February, or whenever you're watching. I'll try to get these up here so that you can see them. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You might be feeling really sensitive, really let down in some way. I want to say you're kind of waiting for your person to come in towards you. I don't know if this is somebody that you already know, but immediately I'm getting like disappointment and sensitivity, which in my experience, Aries is a really sensitive sign, like emotionally sensitive. I think you're waiting for something to come towards you with the Knight of Cups specifically. And 2 pages, yeah, so it's like you want something to be offered to you, or you want somebody to come towards you with an offer, and you've been so far pretty disappointed. 3 of Swords. So we have 8 of Wands. This is this message, talking about this message. Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles. So I want to say either somebody's been too slow or they've been too cold about communicating with you. And the 3 of Swords, it's like being really torn up. 9 of Cups is an indicator here of getting what you wish for, but having to be careful about what you're manifesting right now. If you're manifesting too much negativity, then that's what you'll get. And negativity isn't meant to make you feel bad about the things that you're thinking, or like you don't need to worry about your thoughts. It's just like your projections on the situation. Like if you feel sad because you feel like somebody doesn't care about you, it's different from saying they don't, if that makes sense. So like knowing the difference between a thought that is, I don't want to say real, but between something that is, sorry, there's a kid downstairs. Between something that is sensitive, I'm really like foggy on this. There's a difference between something that is, I think it's hard for you to see right now whether your intuition is like misguiding you. Yeah, it's like you just want peace in this relationship, I think, and there's like your subconscious is fighting with your logical desires about this situation. It's like you feel like you have the tools to come into this relationship and to you feel like this person just won't allow you to have what you want. There's like a block on their part. They are not coming towards you, they're not approaching you in the way that you want them to, and it's trapping you. With the 8 of Swords is being trapped in your thoughts, and King of Swords in the sense of relationships it can be somebody who's too serious. I think that's the other energy, the other person, especially because you come up as Queen of Cups. This could be switched though, so like just if you're like cross watching, or if you're you feel like the energies don't match, but they're opposites, then that can be the case. I just think there's a lot of confusion here. Like, it's like you're of two minds. In one way, you're like, this is what I want, and I want it really badly, and I feel like I've manifested it, and these things have come up that have confirmed this, but then either, like, it's like your logic versus your intuition, they're like totally on different playing fields right now. They're totally on different wavelengths, and it's a super confusing energy. I feel like I can't even explain it well because I'm like picking up on that confusing energy. I think some of you are getting a little frustrated with me. Probably because you're a little frustrated with yourself, or this person's frustrated with themselves about how they feel. Not for all of you, but I feel like there's just confusion right now. You look at the astrology, and like transits and stuff, there's a lot of confusion going on right now. And heartbreak, it's with the 5 of Cups energy here, this is turmoil. This is feelings of loss. Like feeling like you're not good enough. Like you've invested in something and you can't, it's not like 8 of Cups energy if you're familiar with the tarot where you're peacefully walking away. This is not being able to walk away from what you've invested in. And I think that's really hard for you. I don't think that you're getting what you want out of this situation. And it's like you have like an inherent confidence. The Queen of Pentacles, even Queen of Cups can be very confident. Any of the queens. And then with Strength here, it's confidence. And it's just like met with these really affronting energies. Like in every place where these energies are, there's like a negative energy attached. And like the moon isn't always negative, but it can mean like confusion, which I think it's especially saying here. And with the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, what I feel like I want to say is this is you expecting things to go well because you're like, it should. Like we worked so well together when we hung out before, or like before all of this happened, before this confusion, it was really good, and now it's not so good. And it's really bothering you. You're moving into this energy of like hanging on to what's left, and I feel like you feel like you have to make a choice to let go, but you're not doing that. You have to make a choice. It's like you have to make a choice every day whether or not you want to keep investing in it, and every day you're kind of met with this confusing, upsetting energy. And when you wake up in the morning the next day, you have to decide if you keep wanting, if you still want to go through with feeling this way, and you keep making that choice. But it's like, how much longer can I deal with the confusion and the frustration that's here? So we have King of Wands. This person might be messing around on you, like flirting with other people. I don't necessarily see it as like full-on cheating, but I think maybe like they're not taking your relationship as seriously as you might want them to. They're kind of like going off on their own. And like you have this like Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy. This could be switched, by the way, so just switch it if you need to. But they have King of Wands and King of Swords. There's no matching. They're not matching your energy and what you're putting into it, which is like sensitivity and stability, love, your time. King of Wands is selfish, and King of Swords is cold. And it's not always, but in these situations, like meeting with these energies, that's how they present. And with 3 of Wands, it's communication. It's like you've either said to them, like, you've sent out an ultimatum, or even like the white flag. You've like put up the white flag, you know, and you've said, I'm gonna walk away. I was talking about 8 of Cups, like, I'm going to walk away. Even though I've invested all of this, like, if you don't show me what I need, I think you are in a space that many people are, where you're like, you respect yourself, you respect your time, and this person is pushing those limits because you love them. It's kind of amazing what loving somebody will make you do that is against your principles, that you generally just would never think of doing to yourself in any other situation. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, Wheel of Fortune came up for me in a different reading in a similar situation, and it's like, I think you, deep down, have an inclination of what's going to happen. Like, one of the two things that you're thinking, these very dualistic expectations that you have, where you're like, it's either going to go one way or the other, you know, kind of based on your situation, what's going to happen. And, well, I don't want to even say that. I think you've decided what you think is going to happen, but it may not necessarily be the truth. So say that you're thinking, like, they'll come around, and you're, like, dead set on that, and then all of a sudden you, like, have this crazy doubt. Like, as soon as you start going in that direction, and thinking, okay, I'm gonna cut them off, I'm gonna block them, I'm gonna, start hanging out with other people, even, like, I'm gonna live my life like this has already happened. We've got the 5 of Cups again, and you move towards that energy and that expectation with the Knight of Swords here. It's like, this is just like, okay, I've thought about it, and I know that this is going to happen based on my intuition with High Priestess, and then you start moving towards it, and you second guess yourself like crazy. And with the 5 of Cups, it's the same energy that came up as a significator here. This is basically saying that you are really in a way about this, and really feeling so anxious and shitty about the situation. 9 of Swords is anxiety, nightmares, even at times delusions, which is really scary and upsetting. This was flipped over. It didn't come out of the deck, but the Queen of Wands. So this is kind of like matching their energy. So for some of you, you might be responding in kind, basically. Like, you're like, I was putting all of this in. I was the Queen of Cups. I was the Queen of Pentacles. I was waiting on you. I was waiting to receive you, and with kindness and love and time and dedication. And you basically turned around and you started messing around and just like not taking me seriously. So with the Queen of Wands, it's like matching their energy. May be turned cold or turned away. It's almost like when you get the ick about somebody, where all of a sudden, like, you felt really strongly about them, and you did feel like you really liked them, and then you get the ick, and then you're like, I never want to talk to you again. Like, I don't know what happened, but I don't like you, and I think you're an asshole. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so this is basically the energy. So everybody, every single one of you have either already walked away from this, or you are going to, and whatever the outcome is going to be. So we'll pull, I'm feeling 2 outcomes here, so we'll deal with that in a second, but this is going to happen for all of you. I feel really confident in saying that. It's like you know, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna match your energy. You know, you are a fire sign, or you have fire in your chart if you're here, or maybe you're a cross watcher. But the Queen of Wands is Aries energy, and Pisces, I think, but I don't remember. But yeah, the Queen of Wands is about you with the 7 of Swords. being like, you know what, like, fuck this, not gonna deal with this anymore. And you say it, you know, you tell them with the Magician, you tell them, I'm going off on my own, this is what's gonna happen, I don't like the way that you're treating me. Like, you probably had an opportunity to communicate your emotions with the Chariot and the Magician here before you left, and then you left, or you're leaving. This is going to happen. But I want to get some information on the outcome. But first I want to do the Black Moon astrology cards so that we can get a reading on, okay, some of the energies that are in here. There was a provocation. So there was an event that happened that provoked this response, whether it was astrological or there was something that they did or said that set you off. It was like the stars aligned around this event. Maybe you went over to their house and or they came over, or whatever, maybe you lived together, but you start talking to them and you're already in this like trepidatious, confusing energy, and they say one thing and it's like, oh, I have the clarity that I needed and I'm off on my own. Sagittarius is a traveler energy, so this is like moving away, moving into a new energy. It also the energy, it's the energy of I see. That's the affirmation. So it's like it brought you clarity to finally, like, I feel like you were kind of waving around on this one expectation that or you're doing that right now, where you're like, I know I have to leave, I kind of want to, I feel like I should, but I don't, I see this going well, and like, I don't know if I can let it go just yet, like that kind of thing. But then all of a sudden, something happens that makes you just say, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this anymore. It could be a big thing. The Grand Cross it could be a big thing, but it could also be the straw that broke the camel's back, is what I want to say. So like, the right, you know, you could have all of these aspects here, but until you have this one, it's not a Grand Cross. So I hope that makes sense. It could be like this big crazy event, but it could also just be, you know, the last thing that you could put up with. It's funny, I had the same energies in a pick a card that I just did, so I'm curious if you go look at that one, if you would get the same, these same cards came up. So Void of Course, Moon, there's nothing left for the moon to aspect. In other words, there's nothing left emotionally at this stage. Like when you leave, it's like the very last thing. It was the right thing for you to leave at this point, or it is the right thing for you to leave. Whether this will provoke them to see that they want to keep you in their life and that they're, you know, you're missing from them, or whether you know, this is just something that's meant to happen because it's meant to happen for you. Like, it doesn't need to be about the relationship. It could literally just be that you know, you gotta move on. But we'll do, I don't want to do two outcomes because I feel very strongly that there is two, but I don't want to confuse you guys, and I think that it's the same dilemma that you're already having. But here, we'll pull some more cards. So we have the Chariot again. This is emotions running high. This is you being in your power and moving away from them. I don't think that a lot of you live with this person, but you could. I think for some of you, you might have moved out of this relationship, and I think that the more serious the move, the more permanent. It's like, if I'm gone, I'm gone kind of thing. Like, if you divorce, if you move out of the house that you live in with this person, I don't think that it's going to happen again. But if this was just like, you got in a fight and you drove away from their house, it's not, it could have that same strong energy. I don't know, I'll get into that with the more cards that come up, but the 10 of Pentacles here is like your end game. So this is about, like, you're thinking about the long term, and you have been with the Queen of Pentacles. You're thinking about where you're going and not maybe how good it feels at like 10% of the time to be talking to this person or be in a relationship with them. They're just like not giving you what you need at all with the Six of Pentacles, and you communicate that. I think you're very open about that. If not, you should be. That's the energy that's coming through. And then we have the Three of Pentacles again. It's just like they're not seeing your worth, your value. So we have the big energies that have returned repeatedly. We have the Four of Pentacles twice. The Three of Pentacles came up twice. So did the Chariot, the Ten of Pentacles, and what's the other one? Five of Cups. Sorry, I'm a little sick. So, okay, so here's your outcome for some of you. So this is two different outcomes. We're gonna talk about, I'm gonna just shove these out of the way. We've got two different outcomes, and I know that this is gonna make you mad because I think that you don't want to have these two different. I think you're here because you want the clarity, but I have to tell you that half of you are experiencing something that the other half is not. And I think it's dependent on the other energies. Like maybe go watch a different reading for a different sign that you have. Oh my god. Okay. So here's what we've got going on. Oh my god. So we have King of Pentacles, the Fool, and Nine of Swords. This is interesting. Okay. I'm gonna get these out of here so that you guys can kind of see this. I know that it's kind of hard to see, but I hope if you are watching, like me on the screen, that you can kind of see what's going on. I'm gonna try. I'll hold them up too. So we have an air sign and an earth sign. These are indicators for these people. Okay, this is really strong. We have an earth sign. So if you're dealing with somebody who has strong earth energy, this might be the one for you. And if you're dealing with somebody that has strong air energy, this might be the one for you. I'll draw more on these two. I feel this really strongly. King of Pentacles, somebody who is considerate, reliable, and strong. And this is like practicality, but they're kind of in this energy of the Fool, which in relationships, I hate the Fool in relationships. I love the Fool's energy. This can be a new beginning, but I often in relationships will see Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, other new beginning energies that are so different from the Fool. The Fool in relationships is an independent energy. It's selfish, it's curious, so the Fool will often come up in cheating in that context, and they're kind of, I wouldn't say this is cheating. For some of you it could be, but I don't think it is. I think it's just like this person wasn't taking you seriously at all, and it gave you a lot of anxiety, and they are challenging your inner harmony, or if you live with them, the environment is just really challenging, really cold, and not loving whatsoever. It's very like he he's using all of his practicality for himself. It's self-motivated. It's concerned with his own worth, his own like what he has. And so whatever you are, and I'm saying he, but it can just be anybody who's having masculine energy in this context, but you know, that doesn't need to mean anything either. It could be anybody. It's just the archetypes. So with this, it's selfishness. These two together, it's like there's no emotional maturity here. It's literally all just concerned with materialism. So like whatever you're giving this person is the concern, and your environment becomes a state of anxiety, paranoia, and you desperately want this harmony, but they won't let you have it, basically. Yeah, this is a pretty negative, we'll look at the outcome, but this is a pretty negative spread here. This one is different. This person is being considerate about this connection, maybe a little withdrawn, maybe a little cold. This might be somebody that you were just hooking up with, and there's conflict around it because you're like, hey, let's take this a little further. Like, they liked you and they felt strongly about you and your relationship, but it wasn't like they were ready to jump into something. I don't think that they really wanted a relationship, and maybe even felt trapped with the Two of Swords here. But then the Ten of Cups is really weird. It's like they make a choice all of a sudden, like, I can be happy with Aries. I can be happy with this person. And I want to be. And so these opposite energies here is like no happiness, no harmony. And then this is happiness and harmony. This is exactly the opposite. It's like this air sign person or this swords person is, you know, again, like being this King of Swords, King of Wands energy, which is what came up before. They are passionate about you, probably really attracted to you, but like they don't know if they want to take it further than that, and I think that they make a decision to do so. So and these are the two different energies for the partner that you're with, and I think that I feel like saying that the stage that you're at with this is indicated by the person that's around you. So you're maybe like dealing with a karmic person right now, or this other person could be karmic too, but I think it's more long-term. This one in particular, Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning. This is exactly what I was saying, totally opposite energies. If you look at the Fool here in relationships versus the Ace of Cups as a new beginning in relationships, you want the Ace of Cups every single time. The Fool person might be fun, but there's no stability being offered to you. They might have it themselves, but they're not giving it to you. That is for sure. And then we have the Five of Pentacles with the outcome here. So these are the two different energies with the outcomes. It's an obvious answer. If you resonate with one of them more strongly, then listen to your gut here. I think that these are pretty clear cut. But, you know, do you want the Ace of Cups or do you want the Five of Pentacles? And I'm not trying to say that in a condescending way at all. I think that this is like a message that's meant to reach you if you're watching it, because this is a really clear answer. Like probably one of the clearest that I've gotten in a reading in a long time for like a general reading. To wrap it up, this is an outcome for any Aries. This is just Ace of Pentacles. So whatever's going on in your love life right now, don't focus too much on it, because I think it will work out the way that it's meant to. And there's a saying that I've been using a lot, which is, if they want to, they will. And if you leave open the door and you're healthy about everything and you communicate well, and then you just say like, you know, I don't like this, I don't want this, I like you for this, I want this in a relationship. If that person comes towards you, they come towards you. If they don't, they don't. And I don't think that this is something that you need to take a lot of action on. I think you need to focus on the gifts that are coming in towards you, because the Ace of Pentacles is a blessing that you don't have to do anything for, and it's coming into your life like totally because it's just coming in. I mean, look at wherever Jupiter is right now in your chart if you're interested in seeing where that might manifest. It's in Capricorn, so whatever house Capricorn is in your chart, then that's probably where you want to look. And yeah, I hope this is helpful. Sorry I had to be kind of quiet. There's people home, so I didn't want to disturb anybody. But I hope that this makes sense. I would love to hear which of these outcomes that you resonated with, if you want to share. And I hope to see you in another video. Some of you, if you feel like checking out the pick a card reading, I'm going to upload it hopefully like after I upload all of these zodiac, just like general readings for February. And I like a lot of the same energies were coming up, so check that out if you feel so inclined. And yeah, I hope that you have a great month and year and life and whatever. And thank you for watching.